Hey, Mike Callahan here with a quick video. Wanted to circle back to a video I'd made about a month and a half, 2 months ago regarding the process we use for building or stacking the bench and having a non-biased way to rate our applicants when we interview them and be able to store them in Service Autopilot to be able to easily access them through a safe search based on tags. So this is going to be the new Hire Applicant Rating System 2.0 and an implementation for Service Autopilot. If you're not using Service Autopilot, there is still a lot of takeaways here, how you can rate your employees based on certain criteria. So no matter who's doing the estimate or the interviewing, you are able to get a good pulse on and be able to rank your employees without any bias. So first of all is we have to come up with a tag-based system to do this in Service Autopilot. So the way we do it is we sort our field labor with a license and without a license. So we've created tags 06 hiring, space hyphen space field labor, space hyphen space A, space hyphen driver's license, which would be DL. So we have field labor based A, B, and C with a driver's license, and field labor without a driver's license, no driver's license, NDL, rated A, B, and C. So by doing this, we'll be able to go into the system and do a search based on tags and a date range. So we'll be able to go in for the last month or the last week and pull up all the best qualified applicants based on our interviews, no matter who did them, and be able to stack the bench. The analogy I like to use is we want the people in the field working for us to know that there's people waiting on the bench to basically take their space in the field if they're not producing and doing what they should be doing day in and day out and not doing the right thing by the company. In addition, if we have a huge spike in sales and we need to go out and find some people to do the work, we need an applicant pool that's ready to go out and do the work immediately we can pull from. And if we stop going out and trying to recruit the right people and just get complacent with the people we have in our company, we are never going to be able to scale our business and overcome the employee problems that every service business has, no matter how good your hiring process is. So this is why this is so important, to be able to have a quick, easy way to find these people in your database as well as rate them and be able to grab the best applicants that you have in your database at that time. In addition, we do this for our office staff, so management, A, B, and C, and office staff, A and B. So I'm going to hop into Service Autopilot and show you how this is done. So I'm going to go here in the client screen. We are going to just pull up a contact, a test contact here, and we would click on their name. This would be the employee. So we're going to set the employee up as a client. A lot of people are looking at it for their conversion rates, lead versus conversion rate. Don't worry about that. If you're doing this at scale and you're interviewing approximately the same amount of people each and every week through the whole year, it should average out, and you can do a quick search and back them out of the conversion rates if you're extremely worried about that. But on average, we find that it really doesn't affect it at all, maybe 0.5% to 1%. So the thing we're going to do is if you have automations turned on, we can find forms now by clicking this A. If not, you are going to want to go down to hit Forms, fill out form, and select the appropriate form. So this would be our interview form that I've created. I'm also going to show you in top how we actually get to that form in the new system that's been released to several people at the conference and will be released to the general public probably sooner than later. But I did want to give everybody a sneak peek that hasn't seen it because it is pretty slick, and the Service Autopilot team has just done an amazing job with this. So we'd click this A. We can pre-populate these icons. I've already done that, but we would go to our employee interview and be able to click on that. And this is our form that we've built in Service Autopilot forms. So everybody has access to these forms. As long as you call and do the training, you can get forms and build something like this. So our interview form is going to collect their personal data, what season of the year they're applying for. Our standardized interviewing questions are all here. We can actually type in and answer answers when they answer it, or notes to each question. So now we standardize our interviews, and we have an electronic audit form or basically an electronic audit of this form that will be saved on the applicant's record. Part I really want to get into here is we're going to list their experience and for how many years on what piece of equipment, availability. But the main thing here is how do we apply those tags in a way that we don't have to train our employees how to do those rating tags from the screen before. So these screens here that we were looking at in the previous screen may be confusing for some people right here. So by applying these tags to a radio button or a checkbox on a form, we don't have to teach our staff how to do it, and we are going to eliminate human error. And with some of the updates about a month and a half ago, we can now apply tags to a radio button or a check button on forms, and this should be available to the whole general public in Service Autopilot. So I'm going to go back to that screen on the contact level. So simply, if we interviewed somebody and it was a field labor A rating with a driver's license, we'd click on this, scroll down, and hit submit, and it would save that tag so we could search it, and it would also save this form submission on the applicant's record. In addition, we've done some other things for where the reference is called, dates the reference is called, notes on the applicant, and we've built a ton of automations on employee recruiting, training, and onboarding about when they were hired, the hire dates, and start dates, so we can automate the whole onboarding and training process through automations, and I'll be making some videos on that in the near future if that's something you're interested in. And we would hit submit, and everything's saved. So a lot of people are wondering, how would you build that out in forms? So if you pull up the form you built, the part we're interested in here is the prospect rating system. So we're going to go to add form, multiple choices. Once you do that, it drops out here, and you can enter in all the radio buttons that you want here, and they pop out over here. To be able to add the tags to it, we need to go to add conditions, and once that pops up, we are going to able to add the tags and some conditions. All right, and once we click that add conditions button here, this will pop up. So what we're going to do is put equal choice, equal to, and we can, in this drop-down menu, select the rating system. So equal to field labor B rating with driver's license, we are going to add that appropriate tag. So on this page here, I will give you the ability to download a PDF of the tagging system we're using for this, so you don't have to recreate the wheel. You have an executable return on your investment of time from watching this video. But once you do, you just go in equal to, you select the version you want, and you are going to hit plus tag. This will pop up. You're going to add it and select the appropriate tag that corresponds. So this way you've eliminated any human error. If your office staff can click a radio button, you have now created a standardized way without adding any extra training or thought to make sure the right tag and segmentation is happening when you rate your applicant. Next thing you want to do is just go in and do a search and select the tags that you're looking for, A, B, and C, with a driver's license or without, or all of them in a given time span, and we'll be able to get the newest, most qualified applicants in your employment hiring funnel. So if you have any questions, drop them below, but hopefully this helps. A way to standardize your rating system for your employees and be able to search them on a weekly or monthly basis if you need to hire the newest, most qualified applicant that's come through the door. And this can only happen if you are constantly interviewing for the positions you need and the future positions. So I would suggest interviewing in your business at least once or twice a week. Even if you're a one-person solopreneur and you have a technician helping you, maybe doing some phone call interviews once a week, a standard time each week to ensure that you're building that bench. If you have to replace that individual, or if you ever get hurt and need someone to replace you, you are covered and you're not scrambling trying to plug the gaps with the wrong applicant. This is going to allow you to go out and find and retain rockstar employees that will help you grow and build your service business. Thanks a lot, and I look forward to sending out the next video.